Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno, and today I have my buddy Dan G joining us.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, Danny, how's it going?
It's doing all right.
All right. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Things are okay?
Yeah, things, it's life.
Yeah, totally. Know what
Life.
that's about.
Most of them are first world problems, so I'm not trying to get too worked up over
First
it.
world problem.
That's right.
So funny. Dan, what'd you bring today?
So I brought a 2018 Optic O Russell Wilson card out of the set Downtown. It's flashy, it's cool, and they're pretty rare. Apparently, I've been reading online that they're case pulls.
Really?
Yeah, so one per case. So, if you get the Brady, it's a decent one. I mean, they're not super expensive, but still really kind of cool, and that's kind of up my alley, type of thing. It doesn't have to be an auto or memorabilia piece. It's just a cool cool insert, and I kind of like it.
Love it. Did you buy it or pull it, or what was the story on this one?
So the story is, I went by the local card shop, and I picked up a few things, and my son has this tradition of every time we go to a local card shop, he'd like a pack. So I always go for what's cheapest. I think $4.50 a pack. I was like, okay, that's fine. And he grabbed a pack, and we're in the car, and he's talking to me about the shiny one. And I was like, well, show it to me. And so he showed it to me. I was like, okay, let's...
You bought that off of him?
Let's put that off to the side. Nah, I commandeered it and put it in his box, but I thought it would be cool to show off tonight.
He traded his son for Russell Wilson, his son.
Some goldfish.
Good.
And a half-eaten popsicle.
Right. That's strong, man. I remember, I only found out that Russell Wilson was in a baseball product like years after.
Really?
Yeah, he's in 2010 Bowman Chrome for I think the Rockies, I believe, and this was before he picked up his football contract, obviously. But so he plays for Seattle in football, and it wasn't until they won the Super Bowl that I started paying attention to Russell Wilson.
Oh,
stuff.
Really?
And so I was like, okay, well, let's see what's in the market for his stuff. And going through the listings and then finding he's in a baseball product one of my favorite products. And I was like, wow. And I still haven't bought anything from that card because I like that orange refractor, gold refractor or better type of guy. So I wait for that stuff. But even though he wasn't in baseball, that card, it brings attention because of his significance in football.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So...
For sure.
Really cool stuff. And this being a Panini product, I've actually really appreciate the stuff that Panini's been putting out lately. I like the designs, case hits, cool stuff.
Yeah. They're flashy.
Yeah.
Everything they're putting out is really flashy and
like
parallels. And
yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah. This one kind of reminds me of the Whammy product that they did for baseball.
Right.
Which, it's very flashy.
Right.
It features 4 of the top talent guys. Bryant, Trout, Harper, and Griffey. At least that's how it was one of the years. I thought it was cool.
This year was Ohtani.
Was it?
Yeah.
So those were case hits, at least to my understanding, is that's what they were. I mean, they may still be the case, but I like the designs that Panini's putting out, and I think this is kind of showcases that modern feel, that modern format.
And kind of on the same platform, they did their points program.
Oh, yeah.
And they put out those cards called Kaboom. There were 2 per pack, and those are kind of the same thing.
2 per pack?
2 per pack, yeah.
So they're not
really
case hits anymore. Are
the
same
stuff? No. It's like online only from their website with their points program.
Okay.
And that was the only way you could get the cards. So they're 2 per pack. So if you look them up, they're pretty pricey, but they kind of have the same feel that this card has. Flashy. But it's multi-sport, so you could get Tom Brady and Derrick Rose in the same pack.
You can redeem them for the physical cards?
Well, you get the packs, yeah.
Okay.
But from what I understand, they're pretty significant point totals.
Really?
Like in the neighborhood of like 2,000, 3,000 points. Yeah.
So you have to save up?
So you have to save up or go buy.
Yeah.
And then have them ready to go when they release them.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, they're gone, right?
They're gone.
Yeah.
So what points are they guaranteed in packs at a certain rate?
No. So I've been, exchanging on Twitter on this, and I don't know, right? From what I gathered, it was their way of replacing the redemption. So you wouldn't pull any more redemptions. You would get points, and you would go to their reward website and app or whatever, and you could get things with those points.
Do you like that?
No, I've had a really poor experience with it because I've gotten the points, right? So I've gotten 250. From what I understand, I mean, I don't open that much wax,
right.
but from what I understand, you know, that's not the lowest point level. But you get to the website and let me give, for example, Optic O, right? If I pulled points out of Optic O and I went to the website, there would not be any current Optic O. So I couldn't redeem it for a card that is out of the set that I pulled it.
Is it because you're still waiting for the stuff to be put on available on the website? Or?
So they update it regularly, but it seems to be a dumping ground of where they get rid of like dead stock and old cards that no one wants. I mean, you can go on there and find Johnny Manziel and you know.
I remember when he was hot.
Tim Tebow and
people still buy Tebow. There's still a market for him.
So there's still some market, but it's you know it's not good, right? Like if I'm buying Optic O and I get a redemption, at least it's from that product, right? I don't want something from 2005 that they still have
sitting around.
We
got to free up space back here, guys. Jerseys. How should we move it?
Tim Couch jerseys, you know, it's I don't. So and that's like. I guess some people don't like it. Now, I know that there are people who watch it regularly because they do put in some good stuff, right? But it goes fast. So if you're not keeping up with it on a daily basis, right, then you're not going to get it. I just don't have the time to dedicate to, you know, watching so many different things for something nice to pop up. Right. So usually I either just give them to somebody or I'll try and sell them or
you can
whatever.
put them on eBay and move them, right? That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, but sometimes like I know people are looking for something specific and like there's this one card I need, a few points shy. Well, you know, take them, right? On top of that, though, and I haven't experienced this myself, but from what I've gathered or what I've heard, you know, across different platforms, once you get something with your points, right? There's a shipping fee. And I heard it's $5. So, you know, if you have 250 points, you might be able to get a couple of jersey cards with that.
Yeah.
But then you have to pay $5 to get it. So you paid for the box, and now they're charging you to send you the cards that they're supposed to be giving.
Is the card that you get back worth more than $5?
I haven't seen anything that's in that neighborhood of point total that I would say yes.
Really?
Yeah, I would say I'm not joking, dude. It's stuff like Tim Couch.
Seems like an awful lot
Ryan
of work
Leaf
to get something.
Jersey cards.
Ooh,
you know? It's one day just take a look and see, you know, and they have different sports, obviously.
Right.
So you could search and see what you can find, but I mean it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, you know, cards to choose from, but a lot of them are just dead.
They're all low yield.
Yeah, it's just dead. And the ones that might have any potential are going to be significantly more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
those Todd Van Poppels are going to be real high.
Yeah. I was looking with the 500 points I have, I could have gotten a Cole Beasley auto, but I've seen them on eBay for as low as $3. So
for autographs?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why bother then, right?
So why bother, right? Pay $5 to get the card.
You know, I guess in that capacity, I'm thinking of like just off the top of my head, what could improve the program? Maybe bundling some of that stuff together and moving it out. Like instead of just one card, you get 5 of those. And it might make up for the fact that they're low value.
Yeah, well,
you know, just to get them out of the office.
I would like to see them put cards from the product that you purchased. Like, I'd like you know to get an Optic O redemption if I pull it from Optic O.
I guess my point is that like on Panini's side, to move old stock, like make kind of a creative, fun thing, and to do it like in a way it's already sunk cost on them. It's like products stuff people don't want. So if they bulk it together and move it out with points, I think it's a good way to just do that. I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm sure if I put some more thought into it, I'd come with something better. But that's just thinking out of the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, well, they could sell that stuff.
They could.
You know, they could say, you know,
we're $1 a piece, $2,
yeah,
whatever.
$2 a piece,
direct off of Panini,
100 minimum, whatever, right? Direct from Panini. And you just go through and select.
Yeah, I guess that would cut out the cumbersome process of pulling the points and then submitting them and figuring out which card. You can just buy them direct.
Right.
And then buy them in bulk.
Now, I do appreciate when they do the special programs like the Kabooms.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that's cool. That's worth saving.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I don't open very much wax, so it would take me 3 years to get, 2,000-3,000 points.
That's a lot of points.
Right? Yeah. So it would probably be more in my interest to go online and buy the points and wait for the next big one to come out.
Well, that would be targeting product breakers because they open so much product.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of those breakers, they don't probably sell a points spot, so they end up with the points afterwards, and they can use them for whatever they need.
A lot of the product breakers end up with stuff they end up putting on eBay, and they just sell through that medium as well. So there's ways to move all that stuff. I think that, like you said, the product points to submit for low value stuff might not be the best way, but I'm sure that there is another way to do it. Like I said, if I sat down and like drew out some ideas, I bet I could come up with something other way. Of course, I don't work for Panini, so it wouldn't matter, so I wouldn't do that, but I'm always looking at creative ways to move stuff that you can't move, like maybe run, people do freebies on Twitter to drive attraction. That could be something they could do as well. But I mean, there's another conversation maybe. But I think it's cool that you brought this by because this is a really nice piece. Sorry to hear about your points debacle.
That's what
the dilemma.
Oh, when I first heard the points program, I thought it was a pretty good idea. It just seems like it needs to be tweaked.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, the question then becomes is it better than redemption program?
I would say no.
Okay.
Because you still wait. You have to pay to have it shipped. I never paid for a redemption to be shipped. I mean, there's less risk in that you get what you want because you're picking from things that you already know ahead of time.
Yeah.
But personally, I'd rather just get the redemption and wait it out and maybe get a replacement. But
how many times have you submitted for redemption?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can only think of a handful of time where it ended badly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, statistically speaking, after hundreds, you expect to have one or two instances that were highly desirable.
I started saving the cards. I got a stack somewhere at home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. They give them back to you when they send
No, some of them you just redeem online, so you just scratch the code.
Gotcha. Cool stuff, man. Thanks for bringing that by. I appreciate you. We're talking about the Russell Wilson and the points program. That's kind of interesting. And he's using our fitted top loader bags.
Yeah, you can see the back there.
We have these on pre-order when they're not in physical stock. So you can always order them now. We have them available for you to place orders when we're in between stock. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. My card here is this is 2007 Bowman Chrome Draft Picks Red Refractor of Phil Hughes. So this is an interesting card. I was telling Dan that, I don't know if I told you this, but I only found out about Phil Hughes like within the last 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really, because this came out when I was in business school, and I wasn't buying really at all, except for some few Thomas cards here and there online while I was in business school, and so this kind of passed by me. I didn't pick up on Lincecum until 08, 09. He was already in the league for a little while. Phil Hughes was popular. Of course, this being his rookie year card, not his rookie card, his official rookie card came out a couple of years prior.
Right.
I mean, 04 Bowman Chrome was the rookie card. But his first official year in the major leagues was 2007. And when I found out about Phil Hughes, because in passing in conversations, we talk about, I talk about pitchers sometimes. I tend to gravitate toward pitchers for some reason. At least lately, that's how it's been. Yankees have picked up just a stream over the years of great talent with pitching. Just so many prospects have come through the pipeline just in the last 15 years alone. And Phil Hughes was one of the guys. And so, and he was in that block of guys with Joba Chamberlain. He was also in 07. And, Fernando Martinez and Tim Lincecum, that crop of guys. Even Jason Hayward's in 07 Bowman Chrome. Of course, not rookie year, but prospect year card. So I was like, well, let me see what kind of Phil Hughes cards I can get, some nice things. And I wanted something from Bowman Chrome. I've always liked the Chrome stuff for rookie year stuff. And I was like, well, let me kind of watch what's available for 07. And I'd seen some of the other refractors, and I was like, well, let me see if I can. I like the red refractors to 5 because they're quite a bit rarer. And it's the next best thing after a super refractor. And so I kept the search on red refractors, and then this one popped, and it was like buy it now OBO, and the buy it now was like $13.99, and I was like, why would I even bother offering when it's that good of a price?
Right.
So I'll just buy it for $14 and have it shipped, and this, I'm glad to have this. I've got a stack of cards I've acquired that I just need to process through. So this one doesn't have the sleeve on it yet, but it'll get the sleeve treatment, and it'll just get processed through and get added to the museum. So this is, I think, a really great card to have. I don't know if I'll see another one of the red refractors of Phil Hughes. Glad that I was able to capture one.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that was selling this, I purchased some other things from him over the last couple of months. He's got some nice prices, nice variety. And so I was glad to add this to my collection. A rookie year card of Phil Hughes from 2007 Bowman Chrome. This is the red refractor.
That's
Dan,
cool.
Do you remember hearing about him back in the day?
Oh yeah, I totally remember.
He was a hot prospect.
He was a hot prospect.
Yeah.
And then just kind of dropped off.
Like how fast?
I remember being pretty fast.
Like as fast as Joba Chamberlain?
Yeah.
Joba dropped off
it's kind of like
really
that timeline.
fast. Really?
Yeah.
I think Joba had
maybe
2
a little
years.
bit longer, but
Really?
it was
Did you ever chase any of this guy's stuff? Did
No.
you ever pull any of it?
I always have a hard time chasing pitchers
Mm-hmm.
because so many of them don't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Not that they're going to be bad pitchers,
Right.
they just don't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
And so I don't usually chase after pitchers.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
prefer hitters.
Yeah. Well, I think that the longevity in the hitter is obviously going to be, the likelihood anyway, will be quite a bit longer
Mm-hmm.
than pitcher. Pitching susceptible to injury,
Right.
shoulders and elbows all the time. It's rare that we want to run into like a Nolan Ryan or a Clayton Kershaw.
Mm-hmm.
They're guys that they get injured.
Yep.
And then the hype kind of drops, and then it's never up where we're used to. I mean, Steven Strasburg is a perfect example of that. Like, super dominant, but the hype isn't anywhere near what it was in 2010. I mean, it's hard to match that hype.
Right.
It just is. So even if you're healthy, it's just hard to get up to that level consistently. So
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I tend to gravitate toward pitchers because I don't know, they're hyped so much a lot of the time. They're coming up, and it draws a very rich memory for me knowing like kind of when they were hyped and their significance in the hobby and in the sport. So Phil Hughes was one of those guys. I don't have. I think it's my second Phil Hughes card.
Okay.
I'm not a PCing Phil Hughes, but I wanted to get one really nice Bowman Chrome, and this one that certainly fit the bill. So I was happy to add it to the collection. So there you have it. This is the 2007 Bowman Chrome Draft Picks Red Refractor number 5 Phil Hughes Rookie Year card at PSA 9. So kind of cool. I like this. This is fun. I like the old logo that they used to have with just his rookie card on it. Now you just have RC, which saves a lot of real estate on the card, which is cool. But I think this is kind of fun. You got the base, the bat, and then baseball, the MLB logo. It says rookie card. It's cool. I like it. So that covers that. Dan, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm good.
Yeah? This is like one of the in-between new cases with the slab that goes over the underneath.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. Anyway, thank you, Dan.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for tuning in to Radicards TV on Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Greeno. Until next time, enjoy collecting.
Take care.
If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy collecting.